What is up, everybody? How you guys doing? Happy New Year. Happy New Year. I wish you all health. Most importantly, health. And whatever makes you feel good, happy. Could be a new firmware. Could be a eventually available editor for the wing. Could be anything else. Guys, from the bottom of my heart, I want to start the stream by saying Happy New Year. Hope everything's going to be fine and well in the near future. For everybody, in every situation. Wishing the best for everybody is really important. Happy New Year. Merci, Eric. Okay, should I start with... what should I start with? Couple things have happened. First, you guys will laugh, okay? You're allowed to laugh. Hello from Madagascar. Hello from Canada. In my great wisdom of not looking my stuff correctly, last week, I forgot to stream because of the new year. Hey, Robert. Rob, good to see you. Hello, Nigeria. Oh, a lot of people from a lot of places today. AOA Multimedia Studio. I mixed up my spelling, French and English here. So your question, we will come back to it. Don't worry. Just let me start this stream. And we will get to every single of your question. Not only AOA Multimedia Studio, but everybody. If you have a question about the wing, it will come true. We will answer it. Benoit, no. I was not sick. I just like, I'll be honest, I was hangover and just forgot to turn my stuff on. Laugh, I've been prepared on standby. Thank you, Charlie. Wow, you guys are really here today. It's fun. Usually I start de-streaming, you guys slowly coming in, but you guys are ramping it up. Glad to have you guys back with me for another Monday live stream, where we answer your question, where we answer pretty much everything that has to do with sound, the lovely wing. Actually, hold on. There's something wrong with my setup here. Ah, there you go. I feel less like too close to you guys. And today, okay, let's start with the changes. Last week, in between Christmas and New Year's, I picked up something new. You guys know that I used to use this microphone, my MC840 from Bayer Dynamic, which is a really great large condenser mic from Bayer. Just looking at this one here. Can you guys see the MC840? No, it's probably not gonna focus, right? Anyway, MC840 from Bayer, really awesome mic. This used to be the flagship. It's now discontinued, but this used to be the flagship from these guys. And this is what you've been hearing on the channel for the last 2 years. This used to be my vocal mic, but for fun today, I said that I would try something else than the MC840 because I got this for dirt cheap. Let me mute and move the mic. I jumped on the Rode bandwagon. Now it doesn't sound good, or it used to sound good. Anyway, I got this really cool Rode NTG2 camera microphone that I bought for eventually buying a pair of those for in-ear monitoring. I want to use this as a crowd mic, but I got it for $50 Canadian. 50 bucks Canadian because it was broken. I actually got that mic and the connection inside the XLR here were broken because the screw that hold the 3-pin connector inside the microphone has come loose and people just plug it in, out, broke the cable and basically destroyed the microphone. I got it as a non-working mic for $50 with taxes and everything. And got the iron out and fixed it. And I said, you know what? Let's try it for today. Let's see how that thing sounds. Now, let me move that mic out of the screen again. Hope this is better. There you go. How does it sound? Let me know if it sounds worse than usual or better than usual. I'm decided that I would give the shotgun mic a shot. Okay. Now, answering question. Did I say hi to everybody? If I didn't, I'm sorry. Hi. Hi. Good to have you back. Is it Hicks James? You're from Canada. I thought you were European based on your name. I'm actually in Quebec, which is the French part of Canada. Canada. This is why I'm mixing up. Because my first language is French, and I just don't practice English that much anymore. So I'm mixed up. It's been a year. I didn't speak English this last year. Ivan, good to have you back, my friend. Happy New Year. So yeah, I'm in Montreal, Quebec. Okay, now before the question of AOA Multimedia Studio disappear from my screen, that will eventually be a prompter, so I will stop doing this all the time. It's getting me crazy, so I hope you guys can bear with me. Okay, his question is, wing mixer on FOH and M32R on stage mix. On wedge, DL32 on stage. How am I to split D output for both of the DL32? I'm not really sure to understand, but if I understand correctly, what you're trying to do is to share some input in and out from your M32, which is on stage. You need to achieve this, because I don't have that much detail on what you want to do, you need to do a custom patch from the X32. There is it's not called custom, it's called user layer or user patch. If I don't mistake, it's been a while since I've touched the X32. User in and out in the X32 menu. This is where you'll be able to patch something from another AS50 line or a preamp directly to a output. You have a big grid that allow you to do a lot of like weirdo complex routing on the X32 or on the M32. Start with that. Go take a look at that and see if you can figure that out there. Yeah, it's all working. It's all working together. As long as it's an AS50 device, they can talk to each other. It's just a matter of routing. It's in the X32 that you need to do the complex routing of patching in and out stuff, basically. So that should answer your question or put you on the way to answer it, because I would need a little more detail on exactly what you want to do. Not sure I understand your question 100% accurately here. Really sorry about that. Moving on. Robert, I've pushed Patrick a lot regarding Macs. Actually, yeah, is Patrick here today? Usually is showing up to these live streams. If not, go check out his website if you're a Mac user now and you want to have some software that can connect your wing and do some stuff that the console cannot really do by itself. If you connect a computer to it and use Patrick's software, you can control or expand on the function and the switching stuff that you could. There's a lot of stuff on Patrick's website. There's one software that will basically do real-time automation of the console for live. There is also a software that will allow you to use the SD card in the back like if it was a tape machine. So you take 2 SD card, you can bounce back and forth between A or B, enable track, and really use a console like a real tape machine. So you use the computer only for switching. It just changes the operation or the patch in and out for you quicker than like go in the menu, go in the routing, change all that stuff. The software do that for you. Go check out Patrick's website, x32ram.com, x32ram.com. He's got some software for Mac now. I got the update in the mail this week, I believe, for that. So, hey, Tom, good to have you back. It's been a while. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. I want to ask you guys a question that is at large in the world. Until what date do you say Happy New Year? Because I was surprised this year. As soon like a week after the 6 or 7 people were stopped to say Happy New Year to like a customer in a restaurant or anywhere that I've been, like a grocery store or whatever. People after a week, they're like over with it. How far, where you are in the world, people say Happy New Year? I'm curious to know the answer. I'm curious to know about our lovely planet and everybody who is living in this world with us. What else? Telegraph Road Tribute, Dire Straits. Hi. What else did I miss? Wing S Gain and the X32 trim. Oh, okay. Sorry, Ivan. You're talking about the. You're talking about having a setup where the Wing and X32 and the DL32 will coexist together. The option to set gain will have to be from one of those consoles. So you can set the gain from the Wing, can give control to the gain from the Wing. I would do it from the X32 on stage and not deal with, the give control to something else and just let the X32 at the front just deal with the console. What else? Patrick is on vacation. Oh yeah, it's true. No, okay, if Patrick's on vacation, then he should stay on vacation and relax. Yeah, I actually, really funny, because I was out with some friend a couple days ago, out in the woods here in the lovely province of Quebec, and Patrick sent me a message, and he said that he was waiting for snow to be in Europe to go out on vacation. Actually, here I send him a video of what I was looking at, and I can probably show it to you guys. It's funny, if you live in a country where there's no snow at the moment, I don't know how well that's going to be perceived, but this is basically what I sent Patrick. Can you guys see it? Can you guys see that? Oh no, it doesn't pick up. Doesn't want to focus, right? Basically, the view of the cabin that I was, it's a lake in front of me and in the mountains, and you can see really far away, and there's about a meter of snow outside. So yeah, in Quebec right now, in Canada right now, snow is not an issue. We have plenty of those. The ski station are running full on, not a problem at all. So happy vacation, Patrick, if you end up watching this after the fact. Okay. What else? Mr. Sebastian, Happy New Year. En général, on se donne un mois max en France. Oh, for you're waiting for the snow, right? Or are you talking about snow or vacation of a month? You guys take a month of vacation in France? I wish. Here, the common 9-to-5 worker get 2 weeks. You're expected when you're employed here in an office job or something like that, you are expected to work for 50 weeks a year. Oh, we're talking about the new year. Sorry. So it goes until February. Okay, really nice. Really nice. So it's a good thing. It's always fun. It's bring out joy to people to say Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Have fun. Whatever you're wishing for this year, have fun. Okay. Let's go back. Let's go back a little bit. Let's go back a little bit to the real purpose of what we're here for. Talking about sound and console. It's the only way to use the Wing as a monitor console when using a Pro 2 as FOH is using a split snake 48K/96K issue. There's a couple option. One that Audio Tom 2010 said is you can use it with a KT 9650. It will be just a converter, but there's also a workaround in a sense of if you have the right stage box, if you have the DL231, which is a 24 in, 24 out stage box, but it has basically split preamp inside the box. You have one XLR cable that physically goes to two microphone preamp. It's like having a DL251 two together and using basically a split inside the box. I've done that using a Pro 2 and excuse me, guys. Coffee make me burpy and I drink a lot of coffee. The DL231 will be my desired patch there because it has the option to give you two different clock, basically. So the 251 will take your signal from a microphone, send, did I say 251? 231. 231 will take your signal from a microphone, plug it into one mic pre, and inside the box it will split it to out A and out B. You have a redundancy option with that, or the other option will be a card or a analog snake if you want to have double the preamp. If you have, let's say, two DL251, you can just use a split snake. Analog split snake will work well, but they cannot coexist on the same clock, basically. Or maybe if I'm wrong, tell me, guys, if anybody have ever done this over Dente. Could you use a Pro 2 with a Dente card and send 64, 48 channel to a Wing? It will not have control over the gain, of course, but you could maybe use that as a split. So take, or do the other way around, get the signal in from, actually, can you do that? Can the Dente card do that? Can you run a Dente card at 96K in one console and 90 in 48? Stage Connect, Rob, not really sure. Not really sure if that will cut it, Stage Connect. Of course, Stage Connect will give you line in, but we'll see. I just don't believe that will work. But yeah, definitely you need a split. They cannot coexist on the same AS50 network at two different clock speed. Sorry. Okay, what else? Sorry. I hear the microphone changing. I hear the tone changing when I'm moving around, which is the desired option of having a shotgun mic. You don't pick up anything from the side, but I'm moving, and I want this mic to pick me up. Okay. Mr. Giro had a question. I have a Wing connected to the SD16 stage box, and then a P16M in-ear monitoring pack. I have link channel and bus to the P16M. The overall volume is low. Apparently, from assigning the output to dedicated metric, increase the volume, increasing the trim. Let me ask you something. How have you done your gain structure? Because depending on what you're sending into your P16, what I'm talking is the source that you're taking. Are you taking 16 different microphone that you send that out, or are you sending bus? Because I believe this would be a gain staging issue where you don't have enough gain from your preamp, you don't get enough level in the sense of, if I'm looking at this microphone right there, this is the, hold on, this is my talkback mic, and I'm getting, you know, a little, maybe this is one, it's a little hot, there we go, a little less, but I'm averaging in the yellow, maybe, yeah, that's still a bit hot. Let's turn it down. I changed the mic and I didn't check my gain structure. I'm gonna turn it down just a little bit more. Yeah, something like that. Can you? And I'm gonna, hey. I'm gonna crank my compressor here a little bit. Hey. All right. Do you have enough gain from your microphone preamp to send out good signal? Because if I'm taking something like this, the VU meter that I got is around minus 18, occasionally going a little higher than that. But it seems to me like the perfect gain structure for this microphone. That way I can get a lot of volume going out to my main out. And if I were to send this into a P16, it will give you like enough volume to work with it. That would be my question for you. Do you have enough gain going from your preamp or not? If you are sending direct preamp out to your setup, that will be my question. And if the answer is no, you don't have enough gain, or your gain are not really loud, try to turn up the gain. Try to reduce the volume in your amplifier. The knobs on your amplifier are attenuator, so you can trim basically your amplifier if you are working with a sound system that is really loud for your room. And when you raise the fader that much and it's too loud and you want to keep your main at a decent level, turn down on the sensibility of your amplifier. Turn your gain down. Maybe if they were all maxed out, put them at noon. If it's still too loud, put them the other way around, or actually from your angle like this, put them at 9 o'clock. Turn them down until you have a good gain structure going on your console, meaning that you can have your microphone preamp going at around minus 18. You can have, travel with your fader. You're not stuck in the bottom here moving like an air and it's too loud. You bring your fader up, bring your main up, and just trim your amplifier. Could be amplified speaker or physical amplifier in a rack. Trim that down so you get really good sounding level, not too loud, and you have travel. You have a way to mix on your console. I hope that answered your question. Okay, moving on. What else? Some Dente cards have simple rate conversion, but not all of them. The X32 and Wing doesn't. But do you have the option on the Pro 2 card or something that would fit in the Pro 2 card? Because apparently Tom says, yes, you can do it with Dente, but you need a 9650 converter. Okay, so you need a converter anyway. Pro 2 Dente, 96K, then a DN 9680. And it was clocked at 48. I do a lot of Pro 2 FOH and Wing monitor rig. Okay. But my question is it cheaper to buy the DL251? Let's say you buy two DL231. You buy two DL231 and you basically have a split snake that you can use with anything. Could be two X32s, two Wing, two Pro 2. Is that a better option? And you have also 48 out, which kind of makes sense nowadays with everybody's doing, big band on in-ears. It's just, 48 out is just 24 in-ear monitor mix. It's a lot, but it's not like that much anymore. Could that be an option? Let me know, guys, in the chat if you have a rough idea of the pricing of these units, because I believe those are really expensive, right? Mr. Jason, no, you're not late. We just started like 20 minutes ago. Coming into the stream late. Apologies if that's been already asked, but any news or update on the new firmware? Nothing yet. Stick around. Stick around. Telling you, stick around. You guys will be happy really soon. Heard that is now permissible to say that the update will be at the end of the week or early next week. To look at the wing page on the website by this time. Okay, I have no information about that. Good. If that's coming soon. Good. I'm not saying this, I'm just reading the comment, by the way. But okay, so at the end of the week or early next week. Maybe next week will be a live stream special. I will have to check that. Okay, Mr. Lopez or Argenis Lopez. I don't know if it's a guy or girl name. If you're a girl, welcome to the channel. If you're a guy, welcome to the channel. We don't judge anybody here. Everybody is welcome. I also have a question regarding the P16. Starting off with, how can we connect all of them? Hopefully you can make a video on this. Yesterday I was thinking about doing a video on P16. I just bail. I just didn't do it. I was okay. Personal lifetime again. I was at home working on my new server stuff, and it's really, really fun, but so time consuming to build my own server and stuff at home for storage of the video, because I don't know if you guys really know, but I work in 4K. This stream is in 1080p, but I work in 4K with this camera right there, exporting the footage, store that, working on the session is a couple of terabytes of data handling. My bad. It's making me contracting. That's why I'm burping. But I have to deal with terabytes of file to get the sound right, get a wave from the USB. You know, I'm usually recording to USB, plug that in, import that. After that, this camera, import that. After that, doing the file in Final Cut. The way that I'm working, I don't like to work with lower quality file because I have to convert them. I have a really powerful computer and everything, but the amount of data that I need to handle, and if I want to keep one or two video in store, or like I did the shooting when I went to LA. Hey Patrick, what's up? Hold on, guys, hold this. Patrick, you should not be here. You're on vacation. Go spend some time off on vacation. Okay. But hi Patrick. Seriously. Stuff that I have to handle, like the video that I shot in LA, the vlog that I shot in LA. It's 17 hours of footage, and I shoot that in 1080p, 30 frame, just to cut down on the in and out. But it's still I have 500 gigs of raw file, not importing everything. I did import that, and if I ever create epoxy or start to work on stuff for this, the project file for this is going to be a couple terabytes. So to handle that, I decided to build myself a media server, a NAS file server. network attached storage server to deal with my stuff. And it's really easy to get lost into that stuff. So things were not working the way I wanted to work. I just started working on my NAS and realized that I was tired and I didn't feel like working on the P16 video, but P16 video is coming. I'm probably going to do that tomorrow, coming out this week. I need to release some stuff. Actually, YouTube is slowly turning me down because I don't release video anymore. So I need to up my game of video release and video filming. Stick around, more stuff coming soon. And if we have an update next week, probably gonna have a lot of stuff to cover in there. Probably have a lot of stuff to cover in there. So expect a new video about that really soon. Now I need to check with the chat on the question that I asked for. A DN9650 in Europe is about 2,200 euros. How much, Andy, is a DL231, not 321. 231 is about 6,000 euro, nearly 3 times the price of the converter. Okay, so it makes sense to have the converter instead of like having 2 DL231. Okay, it's funny enough because here in Canada, they sell for cheaper than this. I don't want to put anybody in trouble, but a company that I'm working for, I'm gonna leave it at that, bought 2 DL231 with a Pro 2 a couple of years ago, and they were about, for the pair, less than 6,000 euros conversion taken into consideration in Canadian dollar. It was a good price. For some reason, somebody needed to get rid of DL251 231. I got my DL231 and I paid around $5,000 for it. So yeah, okay, maybe the converter worth it. Or an analog snake. Analog snake will be cheaper than that if you want to go with the wing and you use the DL32. DL32 and split snake will be cheaper than that, than the converter for sure. So, okay. Let me see what's going on. Hi everybody who joined the chat. A lot of people joining now. Really happy to have you guys around. How many are we today? 27? Really? Wow. We're beating up assistance record today. Welcome, guys. Okay, let me catch up with the chat because you guys are gonna start to go really fast if I don't shut up and answer your question. Okay, so you guys, some people are talking about stuff that I cannot talk about yet. Wait for the release, guy. My wing can't update the card. WLive stopped in the update. Do you know this problem? Ooh, did you brick a card? The WLive stopped in the update. Okay, guys, I'm gonna need the professional here. Anybody ever heard of this? Somebody update that crashed. I believe you will have to send that card to somebody to be fixed. Because if you brick the firmware on it, it will not answer anymore. It will have to be, you will probably need to connect to the chip, the firmware chip, and resend the firmware into this if you cannot do it with the console. But have you tried doing another update just in case, like maybe go to a lower version of the Wing or the W Live card update, and go roll it back to where it was and update again, because sounds like a rough problem to me. Maybe you bricked it, because if you are doing a firmware update and you turn the power off on something while the firmware has been written to the chip, you basically have a corrupted firmware to boot from. So if it's still alive, if it's still like responding, and if it still show that's it's in the console, like if you can still see the icon and everything, you have a chance to save it. But it says 30 on the YouTube counter. Oh, thank you, Patrick. I don't yeah, actually my counter just went up to 30. I have to look at my screen that is really far away in the back. Sorry guys. Good to have you guys with me. Make sure to like this video. Make sure that we tell YouTube that we're here. You guys are talking enough in the chat, but make sure to like this video. If we're 30 right now, we should be able to get 30 likes on this video if you all just click on it. Why was I on this camera? No reason at all. Okay, but make sure Zveri to check your card and try to lower the firmware and update it again. If not, contact your music drive dealer, nearest one to you, and maybe they will be able to save it. I would not know what to do with this one, honestly. Make sure to plug to UPS when you do your update. I never heard about this before, so it's a one-time bug. Really sorry for you, but pretty sure it can be fixed. Pretty sure it can be fixed. I just don't know how much you'll need to go through to fix it, but it can be fixed. What else? Oh, it's a guy. Sorry, Mr. Lopez. Really sorry, Mr. Lopez. Hi there from Greece. Hello from Canada. I don't mind doing that. It's on tour. Okay. Daniel, hi. Mr. Daniel Pauly, thanks for all the video. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching all my video. I'm doing them for you to watch and hope to help you guys. Okay, Rob got an option here. Maybe try to remove the unresponsive or strangely responsive W Live card and insert it again. Sometimes a bad connection, or just like sometimes turn it off and on again. Fix so much thing. Everything just reset. If you have a battery on your card, I will take it off. Just make sure that you're totally off. Put your battery back on. Put the card back in the console and hope for the best here. It's very... Try that. Try to take it off. Make sure that the battery on it is off and leave it out. Is it you? You, James? Hello from Brazil. I actually have some friends in Brazil, near Sao Paulo. I should visit them sometime. Okay, Daniel. I watched many looking for a new digital mixer for a studio. Okay. Got it yesterday. It's amazing. Using it for the studio and electronic music. Yeah, the Wing will definitely do that. But I have a question. Something seen with the effect. Basically, get a click when changing setting or delay or reverb. Okay. How? What's up, Herman? Good to have you back, my friend. How do you change your effect? Are you changing the effect like the plugin insert on your stuff? Because that can cause some click because you're taking something out of the signal chain. The processing inside the console have to take it out, so it will cut the signal for a second. Okay, changing time on delay when music is playing. It will mute. Basically, it will mute to calculate the algorithm again or the effect again. That's kind of normal. I believe it's doing this. Yeah, it's a no limitation. So it's basically cutting on the signal. I think Rob here is basically confirming what I was about to say. It's cutting down on the signal to recalculate the amount of tap that you did, or the amount of time that you tapped, and it will do this. Never been really a problem for live shows, but I understand that it can cause some problem in the studio. My suggestion would be to use 2 different delays if you change tempo during a song. Yeah, using a plugin VST would do that. Some of the wave stuff probably not cutting on that, but the amount of digital processing available in your computer is not working really the same way as it does on a console, because your computer and other recording device will allow latency, where this console has been designed for live sound and you cannot have latency. Well, you can have some, but everything over 5 millisecond in and out is almost getting unusable for a musician to perform and do his thing. So yeah, make sure to use a plugin for that. I'm really sorry, but it's a limitation of having that many effects available at our fingertip in the wing. What did I miss? What do you mean, Mr. James? You don't like my headphone? Too bad, because I'm a really huge fan of the Beyerdynamic stuff. I'm a huge Beyerdynamic stuff. I like pretty much all the product that these guys are doing. Can I get that to focus? On the Beyerdynamic logo? There you go. I love my Beyerdynamic stuff. I love my Beyerdynamic headphone. I also love my Shure 846 in-ear monitor. I use them from time to time here, but after a while, I just feel more comfortable using the big can. And it also making me look like the Napster logo back in the day, if you are old enough to remember the old Napster logo. Funny enough. Okay, moving on. Okay, MCA complete show control, monitor A or B volume, fixed USB recording, delay sound grid expansion card, MIDI, and many more. Whoa, everything is all the stuff that people are complaining about that are not there, right? What do you mean monitor A to B volume on fader? You don't need that. You got these knobs right there on the top. You got the knobs there. You don't need that on fader. And yeah, actually, yeah, Rob said that monitor A and B on fader is already available. Okay, I'm gonna address something. Still no Mac editor for the desk. I'm not asking, is there a Windows editor? Did I miss anything? Wait, guys. Some cool stuff are coming your way. Just wait. Telling you. I don't want to say that I've tried some of that stuff, but right now, I will not be able to show you my that computer desktop. That's all I'm gonna say. There's some stuff in there that do not exist. Stick around. And I'm on Mac, by the way. So wait, guys. Stuff are coming. Spoiler alert. Okay. What else? Actually, let me ask you guys at large. I'm gonna ask the people in the chat that would know this answer a little bit more than I do. Do you think that the latency on Dente will be better? Because it's a question from Daniel, and I would like to know it too. Okay, Rob actually answered that. If you use a Dente PCI card in your computer, you'll get stellar latency, but you are using DVS, and then not so much. Okay, we're just to make things clear, Rob here. When we say using Dente with a PCI card, we're not talking about using a dedicated PCI interface for that. We're talking about using a Dente-specific card that will give you pretty much, I don't want to say zero latency, but really, really, really low latency, right? So yeah, okay, you answered the question a little lower. You need to have like a dedicated Dente interface that are stupidly expensive to do this. Okay, so yeah, Dente is not an option. Just go usual network, and that will work. Honestly, you don't need like three or five under 5 millisecond, which is usually what you get from a Dente or USB. Is usually usable. I don't think you need much faster than that to be working. Of course, if you want to have, top of the line, zero latency stuff, that will work, but usually it's not the issue. So, okay. So the answer is, yeah, Dente is faster if you have a Dente interface on both sides. You don't need to convert that to network. Because I believe it will be, correct me if I'm wrong here, but the DVS stuff is using Dente over a regular network, and just grab it. Okay, I got you, Rob. 8 to 10 millisecond. And that will be using DVS, will be on a regular network. It's not just proprietary. Okay, hold on. Question. Okay, Herman got a good one. Question from your wife. Because you're a member of the channel, and if you want to support me like Herman and have your wife ask me questions that I will answer, become a member of the channel. Become a super member of the channel. If you want to have one-on-one chat with me, I do allow super member to people that are subscribed as a super member to get 1 hour of free one-on-one time with me every month. If you are a super member and you want to get your free time, just send me an email. My email is in the description down below, and I will make sure to book you some time that will fit us. I remember some people from Australia that asked me if it was still possible because of the time difference and everything. I'm waking up sometime really early or really late, so we'll definitely gonna figure out a way to be together on a phone call, video, virtual call, and I can give you some tips about the console. But to answer your wife's question, Herman, how can I talk about a console every Monday? Well, people come up with question every Monday, and I would like to say, oh, the Wing has so much to offer that I can talk about. No, but it's more about the community and answering question and having some stuff that we can talk together. honestly, when I started to do live stream, when I started that in March of 2020, before I deleted my YouTube channel and started all over again, I believed that I would do it for like 5 to 6 weeks and call it a day. And now I probably did more than 100 of these live stream for more than 100 hours of live stream, and we are still 27 people right now together here talking about console, answering question, bouncing back and forth on stuff like Dante. This thing has grown into a small community of people. I have around 300 people watching these live show every week, usually the same people. So around 300 people watching this show every week make it so I can keep going. And I have also some other question that I can insert into this live stream that make sense but are not directly related to the wing, like the one that I have from Manu, which is, what kind of microphone would you recommend for crowd mic for in-ear monitor? Let me bring down my microphone again. This is a Rode NTG2. Sorry. This is a Rode NTG2 that I got used and broken for dirt cheap. I'm eventually going to buy another one, and this is what I'm going to use for my in-ear monitor, doing in-ear monitor mixes for Ben. Why this microphone? Because it's a shotgun mic. You can do it with condenser microphone, it will work, but the best result that you're gonna get is with shotgun mic, for the reason that it will reject the sound, and I will do this, try to do this here. It will reject the sound from the side and reject the sound, because what you're hearing right now is not really the mic, it's the mic picking up the room there. But it will really forgive in front of or sitting next to a sound system pointing at the other way. It will really forgive the ambient sound around the microphone, and it will also give you the feel that the sound that you're hearing from is coming from really far in the room, which will not happen with regular condenser microphone. They will not they will pick up the first few person in front of the mic. They will not give a really deep feeling, where the shotgun microphone for some reason reject way more and give you a perception that the sound is coming from further away. So I would use something like this. You don't have to go Rode NTG2. You can use pretty much any shotgun mic that you can get for really cheap, like the one that I got here. Hold on. I stole the clip from it the other day, and let's just for fun, I'm gonna plug that really cheap microphone that I got. Hold on. I don't even know. Oh, way more gain. There we go. Because this one has a battery in it. So this is a really, really cheap shotgun mic that I got. Hold on, let me move the windscreen so I can see the number. Okay, I will give you guys a closer look at this once I unplug it. But this is a HTDZ microphone. It's the HT81. This is a microphone that I got for $5 used on my local ads, and seriously, for $5, what else can you ask for? That's a working condenser shotgun mic that I could use if I were on a really tight budget. I think they sell for $40 or $60 each on Amazon, where this one is like closer to $300. But that can get you going. If you really want to have like something low budget that's going to work for crowd mic, instead of using like a cheap pair of Behringer C2 crowd condenser mic, use these. Or look for a cheap shotgun mic. What matter really here is really the shotgun mic, and make sure that you have enough high-end definition. Maybe try to raise the high end a little bit, but definitely that's going to work. And what we want to do basically is get something that's going to pick up really far away, and that will reject the sound of the side. Because right now you're not. It's funny. Can you guys hear that microphone? You do not hear the mic. You hear the sound bouncing off the wall. Because if I talk this way, you're going to sound with more definition. You hear the sound picked up from the wall and not the sound of me talking straight to the capsule that is around there in the mic. You don't hear that. You only hear the sound that is picked up from the front of the capsule at the source that I'm pointing at. So the Rode sounds much better. I agreed, but $5 or brand new $40. That's gonna work. Definitely usable. That's the whole point of this thing. It's usable. And don't forget, $5 with the clip, the windscreen, and the box. What else can you ask for? But if you are in a really tight budget, get something like this. Hold on, can you guys see it? Can that camera picked up on it? There you go. Get something like this. Right there. That cheap brand microphone for a couple hundred, for like $100 for a pair. That's gonna work. That's gonna work just fine. I would suggest the Rode. I would suggest something else, even if you can get some really. I don't want that to fall. If you can get some really cool Sennheiser shotgun mic, of course. Oh. If you can get some really cool Sennheiser shotgun mic, of course that's gonna work. It's gonna sound better. You know, the really good quality mic in a really good environment will sound amazing. But if you are on a really bad environment and you are on a really bad budget, $100 for a pair of shotgun mic is not that bad. So yeah, I would do that. That will be my recommendation for a cheap or a decent shotgun mic. Rode NTG2 or that HD something from Amazon. Or try AliExpress. As long as you get a pair that sound decently the same, you should be good. Let me read what's going on in the chat. So, okay, Rob, on your M1 Mac, you measure an RTL of 8 to 10 milliseconds latency with the Dante card. Okay. And, okay, from Robert Dom here, when working with DAW, you have the added sample of the buffer playback from the DAW, so you have to consider that also. Really good. Okay. Interesting. It's there, but I never really thought about it. So great. Okay, Hetman, what are your audio compression data not dynamic for streaming? I found out that our live stream here in low bit rate is kind of compressed. I believe I'm using the default 128K YouTube stream, because more than that, because I'm broadcasting in 1080p, it's not really sounding any better. But don't forget about one thing. Where you're going to hear the most artifact in the signal is going to be in the higher frequencies or the lower frequencies of the signal. The mid range is usually reproduced fine with an MP3, and because I'm only having a voice right now, there's not much high-end information. There's not much low-end information. It's all about the mid-range. So this is why it's probably sounding fine where you are. Maybe if you listen to the background music, it has a lot of really crystal-y, almost, feel it in the cymbals. Yeah. Actually, two options. Do you process your cymbal a lot, or do you compress your cymbal a lot before going into your, I would say, OBS live stream? If so, make sure that you are sending 128K to YouTube or Facebook. Or I think it's lower than that on Facebook. I think it's 96K on Facebook. Facebook's got a really bad streaming quality. And also, just for fun, try another platform. Try to create a Twitch account just for yourself. Stream one time on Twitch because apparently Twitch is sounding better. I've done some live stream when I was doing last year Professional Studios live stream, and we did A/B test between YouTube and Facebook, and it was YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch, and it sounded way better on Twitch. So try another platform, but make sure to avoid as much conversion from the platform itself. Meaning, if you are sending out to Facebook, Facebook only accept, or was accepting when the last time I look, 720p. 30 frame, not 25. 720p 30 frame, and the audio quality is something like 128 or 96K. Try that. Try to send what the platform is gonna broadcast at, and is gonna be good to welcome. That way it will not convert it again. Maybe this is where you're having issues, the platform doing a quick conversion of your signal, and it's probably doing it on the cheapest, lowest, easiest stream or conversion possible. So try to send, like, what is your main platform? Try to send for that platform. If you are doing Facebook, drop everything to 720p 30 frame and send out the sound that it wants to have. I think it will be the best result there. But yeah, to me, I'm using whatever the platform is. I believe YouTube is 128K. This is what I'm doing. I don't try to overthink that stuff. I overthink so much stuff in my life that I don't want to overthink that too. Manu asking, so if I understand, very directive mic are better than omnidirectional mic for that kind of usage. Yes, 100%. Because you don't want to pick up basically the rejection of the stage into those microphones. Because if you are putting crowd mic, usually you put them on the stage next to you, where you have like a lot of really mushy sound, no definition, mid-range, back of the sound system. You want to pick the sound from the crowd, and the crowd is really far away in front of you. That will be my guess here, to use something that is as directional as possible, as far as you can from Omni, and pick up people in the crowd. It will feel. If you do the A/B test between just regular condenser mic or cardioid condenser mic and shotgun, it will give your ears a bigger depth of room, especially if you are in a festival where you have a lot of people. I had the pleasure in my life to do in-ear in front of like 5,000 to 10,000 people in a festival with crowd mic, and you really feel, you gotta feel the crowd better in those situations with shotgun mic. Vito Nado Production asking a really good question. I wonder how many Wing have been sold since its release. And I was never a Behringer guy until I heard of this one. Yeah, I'd be curious to know how many consoles have been sold. Rob says, I don't know about the Wing, but the M32 and X32 sold over 1 million units many years ago. Wow. Okay. Millions of X32. Well, it makes sense. Because everywhere you go, there's an X32. Every high school that I go now has an X32 or a version of it. M32, X32, whatever. It's the same. You know, the consoles that are running this software. So the rack, the core, the X32, the 3X32, the compact, the producer, and the full, the M32R, M32 full. There's a lot of these consoles out there. Like, if I wanted to rent or borrow console, I could easily borrow 10 of them around me. And every venue bought these also. So yeah, makes sense. Makes total sense that they sold more than 1 million units. And that's just in the middle of nowhere, Quebec, Canada. So I cannot imagine, like, in the States, how many are there in the States? How many are there in everywhere else? I would like to know the number from the Wing. I'm pretty sure it's going to be closer to millions. I know they sell really fast here. People complaining about the Wing a lot, but they sell really, really fast. I think the dealer here got them in package of like, is it 160 or it's a multiple that fit on a pallet, whatever. And usually they sell really fast. The 40, this is one of the first 24 that landed in Canada. And did I just realize? Hold on. My console is bent. I don't know what I did here, but for some reason there's a bow in front of my VU. Well, I think I bumped the console a little bit. Okay, it happened. So they survive really well to being carried around because everything seems to work here. Oh, with the reverb and delay on these buses. Anyway, so yeah, I would like to know how many were sold so far. What else? Oh, you guys are making me nuts talking about packets and IP address, and I don't want to talk about it's made me think about my console. I don't want that. I don't not my console, my rack, and try to connect console to it. And when I say my rack, I mean my computer rack in the other room, my server rack. Stop! I'm done with my server stuff. All I want to do is do video and do a video about the P16 for you guys. Okay. Okay, someone who says, X32 and M32 have many options, so it's logical that series has been sold a lot. For example, I can bring a wing in a rack for my inner monitor setup. X32 rack will allow me that. A lot of bands are still doing the X32 rack. I just did a rig last week. I rebuilt a rig for my friend from the band Sucker Punch, which is a small punk rock band that are touring here in Quebec and Canada. I eventually will do some video with them because I will eventually go on tour with them across. Well, we're talking about it. Nothing yet, but we're talking about it. And I'm probably going to bring the wing for front of house for the show. And I will probably do a rig tour with these guys. But basically, their rig is a X32 core handling the 11 input, really small band, 11 input of mic and 2 backing track. And a click track. But basically, they fit under the amount of input that an X32 rack can allow. And yeah, it's just that and 5 in-ear mix and a split snake, because they absolutely wanted to have a split snake in a rack. So it's fine. It's more than fine. But yeah, I would like to have the wing. I would like to have a wing version and not a rack version like somebody already did, where you just took like the bottom of the console and put it in the shelf with metal screws everywhere. It would be fun to have a smaller footprint of the console in the near future. Hold on, guys. I think I'm allergic to something, or maybe I'm sick a little bit. Thank you very much, Daniel, blessing me. This is live. No filter, no nothing, right? Okay. Oh, maybe it's my mug. Yeah, maybe it's my mug. I should put my mug next to the crack here. Thank you, Edmund. Rob and Charlie are having a great conversation here. I'll let you guys going. I think there's not a lot. Really cool point here, guys. There's not a lot of option for in-ear rack console. I saw, maybe you guys are following a YouTuber named Fluffed or Riff Beers and Gear. It's the name of the guy is Ryan Bruce. Everybody call him Fluff, and he's doing always an update on what is in his in-ear rack for his band Dragged Under. He started with an X32 rack, and for some reason they switched to a smaller line mixer from PreSonus. I never really got that move, but or is it a Soundcraft? Whatever. Not that many options when it comes to like a 2-unit rack thing or 3U rack thing that will do in-ear. You have the X32 rack, you have the MR18 or XR18 that will allow you to do this, but on the XR, you're probably going to end up with some mono mixes because it only has like 8 output total. So you could do like 4 stereo, maybe using it only as a split. Okay, no. I think I'm sick, guys. Okay. But basically, there's not much option, right? I don't know actually anybody who has a really good option. The PreSonus Studio Live 32R, yeah. But how good is that thing? How flexible is that thing? Versus the rack, the reason why I love the rack so much is I can use it as a stage box for my wing if I want to go out with the band. I can also add some more stuff with another stage box if I want to, let's say, do a band quickly, doing only an iPad and I need more input. I can hook up a DL16 to it, or my DL251. I can just bring my DL251, have, one band doing the 16 local in the back and another band doing 32 channel of the DL251 and having some spare channel. Oh yeah, you're right, Rob. Fluff is probably sponsored by PreSonus, or they probably cut him a deal because, yeah. Okay. I think what I'm making connection here in my head as you're saying this. Fluff is probably not sponsored by PreSonus. He's dealing a lot with Sweetwater. Probably somebody at Sweetwater hook him up with the PreSonus stuff, because from what I see, from the publicities that I see, I think they push the PreSonus product a lot. So if you give me the option to sell an X32 rack a really high price on the used market, because they're hard to get brand new right now, if you tell me that I could sell my X32 rack the same price that I pay for it or more, and you give me a PreSonus for free, I'm probably gonna take the PreSonus, or I'm probably gonna try it. Hold on. Speaking of trying things, I try to place the mic so it sounds better for me. Probably gonna move that next to the camera next time. Okay. Yeah, so probably, yeah, Rob, makes a lot of sense. That's maybe not a sponsorship with PreSonus, but he probably has a deal somehow, somewhere with PreSonus, or somebody that is really friend with people over at PreSonus, because it's looking good. If you are a Sweetwater rep and say, I get that YouTuber to do a rig rundown of your stuff. It's not a direct sponsorship, so it doesn't sound like he's selling out, but it's looking good. It's really good business and good advertising business for him. Luckily for me, I do not have any sponsorship anymore. I used to work with the stuff from Bayer Dynamic that I still love. I really love the company, but now Bayer is shrinking down a little bit. They get more stuff done in-house, so I lost basically the contact that I had there. I just don't talk with them anymore. Don't even know if they are still working for the business. I don't know if they still rep for Bayer or stuff like that. But that allowed me to have some credibility for you guys, because I do not get paid to advertise stuff. All I'm doing here is speak my mind about a console that I like, microphone that I like, the other shotgun mic that I like, or the cheap Amazon stuff that I like, and I think it gives more credibility to what I say. Up to you to believe me, hate me, because there's some haters for sure out there, but it's your call at that point. But I do not get any paycheck from any of these guys, so take that into consideration or not. Okay, enough of me yelling around. Coffee's done. Let's move out to some question, and we've been going for a long time. We're gonna go like for an hour and a half. If you guys have any more questions, you are still 29 in the chat right now, so if you guys have any more questions, feel free to ask them away. Let me see what's going on here. What rack case do you have for X32 rack? It's for the guy for Sucker Punch. It's in just regular Gator or SKB rack, because they need to be able to put it in the trunk of their car, because it's not touring, it's not real touring, it's punk rock basement touring. So they needed like a 12U rack case where they have, if I believe, we'll count together. The bottom one is a split snake, so that's two space. After that, they have a headphone amplifier from Behringer, space 3. They have 3 in-ear, double size in-ear rack, so that's 3, that's 6. So we're up to 6. 3 space of a X32 rack, so that's up to 9, and they have 2 more space and a Furman, so it's a 12 rack space from SKB or Gator that they have, and everything is in there, everything is wired, everything is tie wrapped together in that case, looking pretty decent. All they have to do is plug the XLR in the bottom, call it a day. The drummer has the rack amplifier if he wants, and everybody is running stereo, by the way. And I set the in and out in the back of the console to connect to the in-ear using the aux out 1/4 inch to send other buses and everything. I'm running basically everything, not even full, from the X32 rack, and I'm doing 6. sorry, I'm doing 5 in-ear monitor, 6 in-ear monitor mix with that. So there's like 2 output left for something else, and a stereo main out still available if I want to do like a quick gig with the guy in a place where they don't have either place for my console, or are just gonna use an iPad, you know, in those small show where there's only like two speaker and a stick. I'm just using my iPad and call it a day. So basically, sorry, I'm just looking at what you guys are talking about. Oh, V-Tone Production, you think Fluff did it to fly a date? Because I believe... I mean, okay, let me ask you this. How more convenient is that to have like 1 U less of rack or 2 U less of rack for something that can fit, you know, in a rack anyway? So you have to carry around a rack. Is that much more space and more flexibility that these rack space give you such a deal breaker for flying rig? I just wonder. Through AQ, it's more about weight, not size. Okay, maybe weight is a big difference here. That will make more sense for airplane. Yeah, it will make more sense to me. What else? The PreSonus rack unit is quite okay for in-ear monitor. As a standalone unit, it has more built-in I/O in a smaller package. Really? Okay, I will need to check the PreSonus stuff then. Did you try out? Did you try out, Robert? I'm talking to you, Robert. Have you tried out Patrick's software? You were complaining about the fact that you bugged him a lot for a Mac version. Tell us if you tried it. We want to know, Robert. Tell Patrick on the stream that you like it. Okay. Hi, just a question about future update on the wing. Have you heard anything? Not that I missed anything in the current version. Sorry if that's been discussed earlier. It has been, but I don't mind saying it again. Yes, there's some stuff. There's some stuff coming, as always. I've been really vocal about this. People are still working on the wing full time. Sorry, I'm reading Patrick's comment. People over from Music Tribe, people at Music Tribe, work on the wing a lot. It's not because you don't see anything happening every week that people are not spending days and days and days of work on firmware update. They are. Just give it some time. It will eventually come. And rumor says that early this week or early next week, you will probably have some new firmware. This is what I just read in a chat. I don't know about that myself. I'm not aware of any release date of any firmware. I just know when it's out, the same as you guys do. I got no pre-warning of a firmware release, because if I did, I would prepare a video and release them when the firmware gets released. But I don't. I just know at the same time as you that when it's released or not. So I hope that answered your question about the firmware update. But about anything missing, well, I would say show control is a big thing that people are complaining about. If you go up in the chat a little bit, you're gonna see a list of things that people are complaining that are missing in the wing, like the editor, the show control, and what else? Chat. What else people complaining about? Stuff that people complain about. It's funny because people were really mad this week on Facebook about not having the firmware update. Not the firmware update. Yeah, firmware update and the editor. People complaining about the editor a lot, and it's funny because it's been 3 years. Yes, it's been 3 years. People complaining about the editor. I'm gonna leave it at that for now. I'm gonna move on with the chat because I don't want to fall into that rabbit hole of looping on that again. Okay, Daniel, just a quick one on effect again, please. Am I correct thinking that you can only use a delay, for example, on an insert on a channel, on one channel only? To use delay and effect on the wing, you need to insert it on a bus, like Rob said a couple line after that. But the way to do it, and I'll probably have an example here. I'm gonna take my bus 1 on, is it this one? Hey, 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 hey. That's just a double of my voice. This one is a delay. Okay. So the process here, I'm gonna mute that bus, is to take an effect like the delay here, insert it on a bus and send that bus into the main 1 because I want to use that to the main out. So I'm taking the delay, I'm sending it into the main 1. That could go down. Sorry guys. And I can take basically any input after that. Once I set up a delay on a bus and I send that bus to the main out, I can select an input like I'm selected right now and send my signal into that bus. So I can turn that down, and by sending into bus 2, which is where I inserted my delay, I can add delay to my voice. That's annoying listening to it. So basically this is the way that's the thinking behind the effect in the wing. You take an effect that you want to use on multiple things, use a bus, don't use any effect return, just take that bus and send it to the main out. This is how it's been done so far. Maybe that's going to change. Maybe we'll have another user layer with more channel that you can use as effect return, but honestly I would not bother. I would just use this and keep all my channel for input, source, and stuff like that. Hold on again. Okay. A couple more question, guys, and it will be the hour and a half mark. I will call it a day for now after that. What else? What else? Okay, Patrick and Rob, stop complaining. Stop complaining at each other in the chat. Stop fighting here. This is a helpful. We're here to have fun, guys. Stop fighting. My bet is on one of the two guys. Okay, let's open up the bet on who would win the battle between the... No, kidding. Just kidding with you guys. No, keep it fun here, Robert and Patrick. Actually, Ralph's not here today. Hey, Ralph, if you're watching in playback after that, hi. Yes, Patrick, we do have fun. Yes, we do. Otherwise, I would have to ban you guys. No, I will never do that. Okay, any other question? Because otherwise, guys, I will call it a day. V-Tone of the production. I like it when you go line by line on the new firmware update. If we have a firmware update coming up next week, trust me, I will do that. It will be a special live stream about that. Any chance to have time transition between scenes? Time transition. I would use Xfade, which is a software that Patrick has made for you to do that. Go check out Patrick's software for that. Mr. Job Lewis, without FX return, you can't really send to monitor mixes, though. Yes, you can, because a bus can send to the first 8 bus and matrices. What I would suggest you to do is to use bus 9 through 16 for your effect, because you can take any channel and send it to your effect. And after that, you can take, let's say, bus. Right now I'm on bus 2, but bus 9, and you could send, let's say, a reverb up to 8 in-ear mixes. I know it's not perfect. I know it doesn't cover all the buses, but seriously, when you're doing more than 8 in-ear mix, sometime you'll have to cut down on some stuff. I'm sorry. The other way would be to use effect on channel, and that will work to be sent everywhere. So if everybody is doing vocal, and you have like a lot of people using vocal and they want to have reverb, see it the other way around. Make it personalized for everybody, and make it the amount of reverb that they want to have, and the length of reverb that they want to have for each and every individual. That will be my way to do it. Everything else, use them in bus, because with the 16 effect, you could do a drum reverb, instrument reverb, and do single reverb per person, and everybody has his own amount of reverb in their ear with special reverb specially designed for them, and insert that on channel. That will be my approach if I have to use more than 8 in-ear mixes where I want to have effect. Hope that helped. What else? Yeah, the bus act like an effect return. Hey, Ralph, you're here. Bit late. No problem, my friend. Always fun to have you around. Have you guys liked the video? How many likes do we have right now? Make sure it goes up. We're 30 right now. We're still 30 people. We're still 30 people. Come on, guys. Give this video a like. It's been one of my best, most seen live stream in a while. Stick around, and also make sure to stick around for next week, next week or the week after, if the rumor is true, where we're gonna have new firmware and probably some other stuff too. What else? I have a lot of really interesting one. If I have a lot of pre-save would it make my wing slow? No, it should not. I don't see any reason why it would slow down on your wing. If the drive the drive would need to be really, really full for maybe affecting just a little bit, but I don't think on interface like this it will be related like on a computer. When a drive is full, it will not react the same way. So I would doubt it will do anything. But really, really good question. It's fair to think it could slow down the console, but I believe the way that the different drive are set on the console, the save should not interfere with the writing or editing of the program that should slow it down. And the answer, no, because the speed is done by FPGA. The audio signal and the scene are in flash memory, complete different path. So there you go. No. Hold on. I'm sending bus sent to aux channel, and you can do that. Oh yeah, it's true. You can take your aux channel, which is basically the last layer, using aux, and you can set that aux to have a bus as a. Hold on. You can set the source of that channel to be a bus. So if you really want to have effect return, I have a video on that. It's probably old right now, but I have a video where I show how to create yourself some effect return if ever needed, but I would prefer to go the other way, to just use whatever I can from the bus, and after that go individual for stuff that, you know, like the snare. Do you really need a dedicated bus just for your snare reverb? If you really want to have a snare reverb, just put it on the channel. The Wing allow you to do that. Actually, I was doing this in bar back in the day, where I was inserting my PSM, is it the PSM 60? What's the Lexicon reverb? The 60? I think this is the PSM 60. I was inserting that on my snare and play around with the, no, actually, I was using a return. I was taking the direct out, PCM 60. I was using the PCM 60. I was taking the direct out from the snare, send that into the reverb, and use a stereo return of that just for the snare, because I did not have enough aux back in the day on my Soundcraft GB8 analog console. So I took the direct out, sent that into the reverb, and sent that into a no EQ, no nothing return. I don't know if it was the RCA or something like that that was going pretty much straight to main out. Vito and Joe Production, thank you very much for the $5. Keep it up. Thank you very much. I really appreciate every donation that you are doing here, guys. It's really appreciated. Thank you. So I would do the same thing. What else? I'm trying to read you guys. Come on. I'm having a hard time to read. Okay, Alan, my Wing is pitifully out of date, like a year or more, but no luck updating to current. Any suggestion? What do you mean no luck updating to current? How have you done your firmware update, Alan? Because I believe anybody can just like pop a USB key in there. You pop a USB key on the top here, you go to setup, you go firmware update right there, and if you have your new firmware, actually I should not show you guys that. Okay, whatever. You guys saw it. But if you go there, unzip it, put that on the root of your key, so you put it directly on your USB key. As long as it's a FAT32 USB key and it's recognized by the console, it has to be FAT32. As long as it's in there and it's recognized by the console, you should be able to upload a new firmware, no problem. If not, I'm gonna try to show you guys. You can come here in the bottom, press OS if you have your console connected to a USB port in the back into your computer, and you should have access to the drive that contain the firmware. You can just load the new firmware in, remove the other one, do it in that order so you don't end up with no firmware on your console. Load the new one in. As soon as it's in, take the old one out, reboot the console, and it should be good. It should be on. And the console will update everything, the card, everything. Try that. Okay. When using the stereo recorder, not the multi-track recorder, is it not possible to set the file name? Can you do it in the any masking dysfunction? Oh, actually, that you could write, if let's say that you have USB and you can write the file name when you are here, you could write the file name in that. Oh, maybe. But I believe that the way it's set up right now is also really good, and the reason why you probably don't understand it, but if your console is set at the right time, date, and everything, the file that will be created will be the name of the file will be the date and the time that you created that file. Meaning, if you were to do it right now on the console, it will be 2301091510 and the number of second. After that, there will be a dash, and it will start record to this very second, and that will be the name of the file. This is a really good idea if your console is up to date, because you will know when exactly that file was recorded. Meaning that if you did 2-band last Saturday, you recorded 2-band with the console, you can know by the time, judging at the file, which one was recorded when. And if you are doing filming, it will be way easier for you to just know by the time, because most of the camera will have the same timestamp on the file. So it's, yeah, I agree it will be fun to be able to use it with the USB recorder and write the name that you want, write the name of the band that you want to record. But also having time is really practical in different ways. So I'm debating on this one. It's both are valid point. Actually, you should be able to use both. By default, it should be the way that everything is right now, and it should be changed to, you should be able to change it to whatever is working for you. If you want to have name of the band, name of the song, name of whatever, song A, take 2, 3, 4, if you're doing video at the same time, it will make sense. Okay. Now everybody's trying to help Alan with the firmware. Is there a way monitor? Yeah, exactly. The boot connected to your computer. It's an option. USB key is an option. Make sure to do your firmware update, Alan. It will make your console more stable if you have any crashing. Because I know in the latest firmware there was some bug crashing fixed, because back in the time of 1.11, I believe, if you were doing an operation with the gate, you were clicking something and then go back to the gate on a channel, it would crash the console, the interface would restart or lose sound or something. So make sure to have your console up to date. There is no reason not to update. It will not slow down your console. It will not, the only thing that you're gonna have doing update on the console is more stable and more option stuff on your console. No, nothing else. There's no other reason. Okay. Well, on that note, guys, we've been going like an hour 45. Okay. That stream has been long enough. I don't want this to be painful to watch in playback for those of you who watch in playback. Everybody, thank you very, very much for being so much people joining the live stream today. It's crazy. You guys are still 25 after an hour and 40 minutes of me talking to a camera. I cannot believe this. Thank you very much for being here. Yeah, don't watch the playback. You're probably gonna see something that you shouldn't see there. Oh well. Okay, question about the Stage Connect stage box. Is there no phantom power indicator on the input? Because there is no microphone preamp Oliver on there. It's line level only. The Stage Connect device are line level only. You need a microphone preamp, so you need phantom power and other stuff. It's just for a line unit, so they are really good to be used as insert box for your hardware. Actually, I have something that I need to talk to you guys about soon. Maybe I will do a video about that next time I go in LA, because I will fly back to LA eventually, probably somewhere in February. I'll let you guys know. I'm gonna take some time off in LA again. How great is that? Okay, on this note, thank you very much for being here. I want to wish a sincere Happy New Year. I'm wishing you, everybody here, I'm wishing you whatever that you want to achieve in 2023 to be, for you to achieve easily. Be good to one another, be respectful, spread, I don't want to say spread love, it's so easy to say. Spread good time, spread joy to people, spread good vibe to people around you. And until the next time, probably next week. Well, actually, next week. Take care of yourself. And I see you guys soon. Bye. Hey! No! Stream should end right now. Why is this one not working? Ah! I missed my cue. See you guys.